The only thing standing between you and outrageous success is continuous progress. One big misconception that I've seen so many Fortnite players make, no scratch that, I've seen so many people make, is that in order for you to be great at something, you must possess an ungodly amount of talent. Of course, in some regards, I do agree with this unless you're an idiot. There are obviously people out there and that have way more talent and innate aptitudes for pretty much everything. I know from my own perspective, I know people who are naturally better at writing than me, naturally are much more stronger than me, naturally better communicators, and naturally have much more charisma and leadership skills than I do, which will result in them progressing much faster. On social media, Fortnite, in my career, relationships, and grades, everything I see as important to me. I know there's a guy right next door who could do it better without trying at all. Does this mean we should just give up? Fuck no. Why is that, you might ask? Just because someone has more talents towards something than you do does not mean you should count yourself out from getting better. To be honest, you shouldn't give two fucks about who is more talented than you or who's a natural genius. You should be giving a fuck about what you can do and how you can change your life in a positive way and hopefully change other lives in the process. Now you may be asking, but Marty, how can I improve my life even though I have no talent for anything? Luckily for you, I'll be giving you the two easiest methods that I've personally used and I still use every single day, which will drastically change your life for the better, pretty much overnight. And I'll also show you how to do it, why you need to do it, and the consequences of not doing it. And of course, how can you trust me? So not only have I reached Unreal a lot of times, and I mean a lot of times, but also placed in tournaments very well. I was able to balance this love for gaming, YouTube, and improvement while going on a weight gain journey. Then I also built a YouTube channel, which is this one, that makes me money while doing something that I love and feel purposeful in. By all means, I'm nowhere near the man I aspire to be in the future, but I have made considerable progress without the need of talent using these two methods, and I truly hope you listen the fuck up so I can help you change your life as well. Going to the first method, harnessing heat method, that will change how you view your anger management issues forever. The method that I have tried and tested is what I call the harnessing heat method. It honestly sounds much cooler than it actually is, but essentially the harnessing heat method derives from the natural human emotion of anger and using that to our advantage. Many people get so consumed by their hatred of themselves and project it onto or through other people and think that the only way to relieve the anger is through venting studies. But those continue to show that venting doesn't do shit and can actually cause way more harm than good, which is why so many people fall down this trap, because in the short term, venting does feel amazing and it does feel like it can help you a lot, but over a longer period of time, venting rarely ever turns into motivation to act on your problems and to change them. And someone who describes this well is a YouTuber named Healthy Gamer, or Dr. K, who mainly helps gamers heal from their mental health issues, so this is a big thing that people don't understand. The primary motivator for change is actually negative energy, negative emotion. So this is the problem with venting. If you vent and get rid of all of your negative emotional energy, the drive to change will completely disappear. So if we kind of think about it, what motivates you the most is actually negative emotion. And you can literally look at the neuroanatomy of things like the amygdala. So the amygdala is very close to the hippocampus, which is where learning and memory happen, so we can actually learn the most through negative emotions. Now, how are we able to use our anger to our advantage and use this negative emotion to take positive action in our lives? I've researched many books and papers and I've created my personal 4-step plan that you can do right now. The 4-step plan goes like this. When you get angry, 1. Recognize the anger that you have and be redirected as motivation to create positive actions. 2. Stop standing still and decide to change. This is arguably the hardest part. And 3. What outcome would you like to replace the burning anger with? 4. Take the first step, literally any step, and make sure you do it within 24 hours. Now, to put this into example, with my desire to change my eating habits when I was on my journey of gaining weight, 1. I recognize that my anger towards my unhealthy eating habits can be redirected as motivation to make a positive change. 2. Instead of coping and standing still, I will decide to change. 3. I want the outcome of a healthier lifestyle that helps me stay in shape and will replace my anger with that goal. 4. My first step will be to ensure that every meal has at least 40 grams of protein, and I will start with my lunch. And I wouldn't be much of a Fortnite channel if I didn't include an example in terms of the game. 1. I recognize that my anger towards my terrible aiming habits can be redirected as motivation to make a positive change. 2. Instead of standing still and coping, I will decide to change. 3. I want the outcome where I can compete at the level of an unreal player with just aim alone and not mechanics. 4. My first step will be to ensure that I do at least 10 minutes of aim training and free building every single day, focusing on my micro adjustments, and I'll start implementing this before my next ranked game. If you want to do this right now and start changing your life, you can do this with me in the comments down below about one thing in your real life that you want to improve in and one thing inside the game. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction becomes the biggest step in your entire life. The moment you are able to master the skill and convert your anger towards creating action that could benefit your life and other lives, the further and wider you'll able to reach and succeed. Remember, coping doesn't help you or anyone around you. It actually is proven to make it worse. So instead, convert that energy to making your life better. And before we get into the second method, I just want to say, if you have been enjoying this video so far, I would love for you guys to please subscribe. I'm trying to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of Christmas, and it is honestly the best Christmas gift that you guys can give me. So thanks to everyone who continuously watches and shows support. I love you. Now, habit inverse method. This is the second one. So this method helps me the most and climbing to the top without needing any talent, was understanding that habits are formed not by what the action is, but rather how you perform that action. The fundamental stages of how a habit is formed goes like this. It starts from the cue, which is the initial state that prompts you to do the habit. The second step is the craving to do that habit, which is your motivation or desire to do it. The third step is your response. Are you actively doing that habit? And the final and last step is the reward you get from that. All in all, it's a loop. The cue triggers a craving which motivates your desire to make a response, which provides you with a reward. Now, while we have learned all of this, how can we actually make good habits and break the bad ones? I would like to offer the method that has helped me tremendously, which is what I call the habit inverse method. From the book Atomic Habits: To Create a Good Habit, Create Good Habits. It goes like this. How can we make starting the habit as obvious as possible craving? How can we make the habits attractive to our response? How can we make it easy for us to do reward? How can we make it satisfying? Now, using an example in Fortnite, if you want to start aim training every single day, you can set Kovacs or aim labs to be the first thing that boots up, which encourages you to train craving. You can set a goal to reach a desired Fortnite rank. Response: we can watch a show or listen to our favorite podcast while training. Reward: if we aim train that day, we earn 3 ranked games instead of just playing 2. And of course, this is a self-improvement channel as well as learning to be the go at Fortnite. So I'll use a real-life example of making the ability to walk 1 hour a day. Cue: when you're in your house, only wear clothes you should wear outside. This encourages you to leave the house craving. Set a goal to reach 10,000 steps every single day. Response: we can listen to our favorite podcasts, listen to music, or even play games on our phone while walking. Reward: earn yourself 30 extra minutes to do our favorite hobbies. Now, break bad habits. We know how to make good habits, but how can we break a bad habit? By using the habit inverse method. Just like the name entails, we just do the in of everything. Q: how can we make starting this habit invisible to us? Craving: how can we make this habit as ugly as possible? Response: how can we make this habit difficult to get a reward? How can we make this habit unsatisfying? So using example of if we build a lot in Fortnite, and I'm talking overbuilding and wasting mats for no reason, we should remove needless building entirely from our play craving. Remind yourself that building prematurely will result in death. Response: stop overdoing it. Reward: every time you die from overbuilding, force yourself to play a ranked game, focused, and I mean 100% focused on your building only. Now, using an example of someone who struggles with binging unhealthy foods, remove all junk food from the house, or at least move them as far as you possibly can from you. Literally move it in the most uncomfortable place and positions for you to grab them craving. Remind yourself that you are not satisfied with how you look and want to change. Response: distract ourselves with hobbies that we love to do, whether that be sports, hanging out with friends, or going on a late night walk or car drive. Be as active as possible. Reward: every time we binge it, we must go to the gym afterwards and use the excess calories to good use. I want you to rewatch this section and do it yourself. Pick one good habit you want to start doing and one bad habit you want to start breaking. And likewise, do it in Fortnite. And this is something I've been doing for the past 3 years of my life. And I just want to reiterate, if you believe that everything I say is BS, you can look at my progress for yourself. On this channel alone, I haven't grown much yet, but I still made tremendous progress that puts me ahead of a lot of channels. And yeah, I barely have 3k subs. I have pulled a lot of 10k plus view videos, and that's great. Even though I'm not to my goal of 10k subs yet, I'm very confident that I will be. If that hasn't convinced you enough, you can also rewatch the intro and see the progress I've made by actively focusing and implementing proven frameworks. It also eases my mind because I know this helps people, and plus I would never teach shit that doesn't help anyone just for a couple of dollars from YouTube. So all in all, thanks everyone for watching, and if you enjoyed, again, I would appreciate you leaving a sub to me, and I can hopefully see you guys in the comments below in future videos. I love all you guys and I mean truly appreciate you staying till the end. Remember, you only fail when you stop trying. See you guys.